AnimeSecrets.org, the answer to all your burning questions.
Welcome everyone back to the Anime Secrets Declassified JoJo's podcast. I am your host, Miguel Moreno. I am joined today by my cohorts, starting with Anthony Davis.
Yo.
The Connor Healy.
What's good, everybody?
And Rizwan Merchant.
How's it going, everyone?
And today we are discussing the latest episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, in which two boats wrapped into one very neatly. What do you guys think of the episode?
Spoilers!
We get the backstory of Abakio. I'm trying to pronounce his name right.
Yeah,
close enough.
Which was super tragic. Now that I think, I didn't know anything about him. Again, I'm pretty new because I didn't read it. But wow,
Same.
dude! I had heard some people say, "Dude, Abakio's a dick. You're gonna hate this dude." And I'm just like,
no.
I don't know how I could after hearing that shit. And it
really.
shows one thing I like that Araki does is it's man, that guy knows how to spin a sad story. It's you made us feel bad for Dio, at least in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it's yo, Abakio, I feel for you, man.
Yeah, man. Partner gets shot. He gets caught, being oh, you robbed me, bro. That's crazy.
It's kind of like a fucked up anime version of The Shield. You know that show that had Michael Chiklis, the guy who was the Thing in that terrible.
I know who was
movie?
that. Who were you talking about? Yeah. It's exactly like that.
It's about the same time period, so.
2001.
Yeah, no. The way they started off with Abakio's backstory was unexpected for me. I'm like, all right, let's get this. Stand, fight, ready, and backstory. Oh, okay. And it just kept going. It's he's a cop. I'm like, all right. People are treating him like garbage. Okay. The one guy he took a bribe for ends up being the same guy that shoots and kills his partner. Whew.
I think what's really sad, that was really crazy though, is that what I would have done. I would have shot the guy. that way he wouldn't talk.
Right, and that just goes.
But
to
then again,
that Abakio is, he's he's not there to kill; he's only there to protect.
Yeah, but then I think to myself, what if the other cops write him out? That's probably what I'm thinking. That would be a possibility.
Now, my question is, was this a pacing thing, or did this unfold the way it did in the manga?
I think it's a pacing thing, because I think in the manga we kind of got his backstory during I think at least before.
Was it one of those things where he kind of mentioned a couple of things and it wasn't strung along, but maybe it was he was a police officer, blah blah blah.
It wasn't as heavily extended. The scenes with the dude he was getting money from, that was extended.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of scenes.
So
once again,
I like that once again we're seeing David Pro
doing their thing.
Doing this extra work, taking this extra care, because it's pulling me in a lot. And the way that they're weaving the story together, honestly, is kind of pulling me in a little more than sorry, I'm getting over a cold recently.
Right.
Yeah,
I can relate because I just got over a cold too.
Maybe it's just the air getting sucked out of me. That crazy fucking stand. Yo, body horror alert for anybody who gets about stuff, cause ew, and also I love it, and what in the fuck.
Tender Machine is, man,
which is also named previously it was named Soft Machine before the change, but I actually don't mind the name. It still holds out. Tender Machine, Soft.
Tender Machine.
Yeah.
No, that sand is literally suited for a gangster. It does what it's meant to do, incapacitate you, and just straight up kill you if you don't know what to expect. Like, oh my goodness. And just the way he used it, not just on people, but on the boat too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right.
That was good stuff.
That was some fun times.
For sure. But yeah, so after they get done with Abakio's backstory, they go straight into the action. It's like, okay, what do we do? How do we discover this? And, we saw one of the other boys stands, Moody Jazz, and oh my goodness.
That is a great stand.
Yes. It's like, okay, we need playback. How much? And just does it. And it's like, oh.
Say no more, fam. Hold my beer. I got you.
Exactly. It's like, oh, we need to figure out who the snitch was. Let's go with this. We need to know who's taking on our boys. Let's find out.
You know what was actually very interesting about this stand is that, like, this is actually a perfect stand for crime scenes. Like, think about it. Abaki was a cop, right? What's to say that he wasn't using this during his investigations to find out who murdered the person?
Yeah, it's to say he didn't get his stand right away or developed his stand while doing something he was passionate about, a la Tonio Trussardi. It might be just an Italian thing for them, really.
Maybe. Or it could have just got a stand from the Arrow, but who knows? Like, maybe he went through maybe he didn't have a stand prior to him being a cop, but then afterwards he did the test with the lighter, and maybe got hit with the stand and accidentally lit the flame again and got stabbed with the arrow, and bam, stand user.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and I like how this one was not really a battle-oriented stand.
Yeah,
it was a nice change of pace to actually have a stand that's like more than just punch ghost.
Yeah, it's just, it's for like search purposes or like investigating purposes.
It reminds me of what you saw a lot of in Part 4. You had people, so like you had Tonio, the chef,
the Italian chef,
the chef who made food with his stand, and it like did weird stuff to your body.
But it was
beneficial.
But it was good for you though.
And then you also had, oh gosh, I can't believe I forgot her name. The salon artist.
Oh,
the Cinderella chick.
Cinderella.
Yeah. Oh, what's her name?
Cannot remember, but yeah,
I think
Cinderella.
It was like 10. I think it was like start with it's like 10 something.
But yeah, no, it's nice to have those.
Ayatsuki, that was it.
Ayatsuki, yeah.
So it's nice to have those different stands, and like especially in this organization, like you can tell what Bruno was looking for. He's trying to cover his bases. He's like, okay, if I need to, figure out what's going on, or if someone's trying to follow us, or if someone's trying to take us out, I got this guy.
Going back to Bruno, I want to jump back to the scene in the flashback, actually, when Bruno is standing there in the umbrella with the umbrella in the rain, and he looks over and he sees Abakio, and like, you're Abakio, right? You should come with me. You should stand under my umbrella.
Ella, A.
Thank you for picking up on that one. No, but I really like that. That gave me a very like Godfather feel. I know we're going to bring up Godfather. I really liked that.
I mean,
so like,
it comes with based off. Yeah,
it's what do you call it? It comes with the territory. You're not going to be able to get into the game without running into it. So you better watch out.
As one of my friends put it, Part 5 is Stardust Crusaders mixed with The Godfather, and I'm like, oh,
I mean,
it really is.
It really is
ready for this.
Yeah. No, the hype just keeps growing. It is quickly meeting. So I've said a lot of times, I love all of JoJo. I have the softest spot in my heart for parts 1 and 2. 3 was the one that I started with. 4 is my current favorite. 5 is gaining ground on 4 real quick in my heart. So I think it might surpass it. But again, it's so well done. And like going back again to the let's really go into the investigation on the boat more, because like
that was good. That was really well done.
Yeah.
The whole time you're figuring out, it's like, what is this stand? Where is it? How is it hiding so good? And then when they go find the spot, it's like, no, this is where it should be at, and you don't see anything. You're like, what's going on? And it built the suspense perfectly.
It really did. Because honestly, I actually forgot about what happened in this chapter when I was reading the manga. I forgot completely how they resolved this. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so you forgot that there's a boat within a boat on a boat?
Yes.
Out on the sea.
I kind of only remember the like beginning parts, somewhere in the middle, and then the final stuff. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking all over the ship. I distinctly remember, like, oh my god, maybe check the inner tube. Maybe he's in the inner tube. This guy could be anywhere.
I thought it was in the captain's
What are you doing, man?
What's up, Riz?
The camera work.
I thought it was in the captain's wheel.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out as well. I'm like,
how are they doing this? Yeah,
the pans.
What go on here?
Man. That's another thing. The pans and train.
How you make people disappear? Tell me.
Tell me your secret. We must
tell me.
And then like when Abakio lets himself get caught, it's like you see him kind of do the blood, and at first I'm like, when he's looking for him, I'm like, wait, something's up. Like there should be more blood here. Why isn't there? And then I'm like, oh. Like at first I thought we were dealing something like Cream, where it just takes you to a different place entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, nope. Boat within a boat.
Yep.
On a boat.
And then when he's sinking the boat, I'm just kind of thinking to myself, wait, but won't you drown? But I'm like, oh, there's another boat. Okay.
Yep.
I think earlier in like the last episode, I think Abakio would actually know something very different about this boat, because you guys probably didn't notice, but like when Bruno was getting the keys to the boat, they were actually getting a boat to the first I think it was the first boat.
Boat one.
They were all numbered like 1 through 6, I think. Bruno gets the keys for 1, but then they're on boat number 2. And I'm just like, I didn't notice that.
I think somebody over here pointed that out, and they're like,
wait, what?
They're like, yeah, no, that might actually be important. I'm like, it could be, because David Pro, while they do sometimes have some a little bit lower quality shots, but that's more on time restraints than anything. They tend not to make too many animation errors. So that was deliberate, like just leaving in a little clue for people if you're catching on. And speaking when they finally caught him, Bruno keeps showing why he is just stone cold. Oh my goodness.
Zip zap zop.
Zip zappity zippity zoom. Your head is off. Like, oh my god.
I love how stone cold and ruthless everybody is.
Yeah.
Versatile with his stand.
And like he said, it's like, you really think you can get far in this business if you fall to threats like that? And I'm like, yeah, you tell him, Bruno. You show him who's boss.
Yeah.
And, one thing you guys want to talk about pacing. This episode just flew by.
It was great pacing, guys. Like, it was good. We got everything we needed to get.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like, nothing ever felt like it was dragging.
No, like when it got to the end, I'm like, wait, that was half an hour already? What?
Hour? It's not like 20 minutes.
Well, I mean, 20, 23, 25 minutes, but I'm like, wait, it's over already? What?
Yeah, no,
I
really.
want more. Give me more. I'm like, oh my goodness. it was really good. Like it just flew by. And
yeah, you would normally think that something like that with such a slow investigative episode, if this were done in say like part 3, they would have kept the fight for the next episode, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they did
or they would have split it into 2, but the fact that they're really good at managing how they have these encounters take place, and they're really good at managing the tension.
Mm-hmm.
And just the way they're constructing the scenes and the time that they are giving stuff to let them happen, but also the time they're taking to make sure they clip what needs to be clipped and move on is really impressive. And it shows David Productions' skill, not just in, making a cool anime, but really constructing a solid, like, good piece of visual media in general. Like, they're following rules that I'm seeing in stuff in like average, like television. A show that I'd watch on Netflix or FX, I would rate. I look for that same stuff when I watch anime, because to me, I like to try and grade visual media, because let's face it, stuff we watch is all going to follow certain elements. Movies are going to be different with their pacing, obviously, because they have much more constraint, 3 to 2 hours. Sometimes only 1.5, obviously. But 39 episode anime, there's certain ways you can make that really successful. David Pro's showing they would be doing it again.
For sure. And like I said, we saw another of the boys' stands. We saw kind of more teamwork. Like, so far, we know that they probably don't think of Giorno as one, but you just see their utmost faith in their leader as well. Like Abakio's like, I trust that you're going to figure this out, Bruno. He's like, I trust you. I don't trust them. So I'm looking forward to... They have a lot of
love for each other, I find.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, they have...
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying they have a lot of love for each other and like a group.
For sure. So it makes you wonder how he found the other 3, because we saw him kind of take Abakio from where he was basically at his lowest and kind of give him a new purpose. So seeing how Bruno found the other 3, we'll probably find out how he found Mista, judging by the title for this week's upcoming episode. And from all we've seen of Mista with the 6 bullets. So I'm looking forward to that. A lot of people...
It's actually called Six Pistols.
Yeah.
One of the
6 Pistols? Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends have told me that there's a certain dance coming up that might be animated in this episode. And I'm like, oh, I'll finally get the context of this panel. People have been spamming in a lot of JoJo threads. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So final thoughts on the episodes. We'll just go from top to bottom, starting with Anthony.
I very much enjoyed the whole thing with the backstory of Akio. The fact that he was more as the star of the show when he was trying to figure out what happened with the scenario with the stand user. Also the fact that it wasn't very action based. It was a lot of problem solving, using your head. I love shows like that do that. It's more interesting. It makes the battles more interesting too.
Connor?
Jumping off on the point with the backstory, that was again one of my favorite parts. Touching, kind of made me think of sad parts in a good John Woo cop movie. Really loving how things are coming up. Hoping that each future episode with each character gets just as much care and treatment as this one.
Riz?
So I'm really looking forward to more of the character backgrounds for the other people in the gang. I'm just kind of hoping it's not like a focus on this character this episode, focus on this character next episode. And it's more, I don't want to be formulaic, where it's like a formula. Mm-hmm. I'd rather be kind of more organic in how they do it. Right now, this is organic enough that I can live with it. And I loved it a lot. But if they do like 3 more episodes, 1 for each character, I might be kind of but overall I'm still loving it.
For me, I really kind of enjoyed these last 2 episodes, how they had a bit of a slasher feel to them. There's something hunting these guys down, and you're trying to figure out what. And once you figure it out, like, that was the exciting part. It's like exposing it, finding the weakness, and it was just solidly built. It looks like we're in for like a 2-parter next week, so I cannot wait to see that.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, one final thought. This is a public service announcement. Friends, we've learned a lot from JoJo's about friendship, about good and evil, and doing the right thing. We've also learned, stay the hell off of boats. Part 1, explosion, burning boat sinks. Part 3, creepy perv monkey on a boat that's a stand.
And the shark man.
Part 5, boat on a boat on a boat that also tries to kill you. Just stay away from boats.
And submarines.
Also,
oh yeah, submarines too.
Also, part 4, electrical bird thing going through the circuits trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make an agreement here, guys. The JoJo's cast needs to stay away from anything to do with marine life and flying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just have if
their
they
best
can go to
mode
like
of
Indiana,
travel is walking.
if they can go to like Indiana or like some like totally landlocked Midwestern state in the U.S., they'll probably be fine.
Go Nebraska.
Yes, go to Nebraska.
Yeah, go to Nebraska. There's
won't
nothing
hurt
there.
you.
There are like no stand uses in Nebraska unless somebody has like an ice stand, but that's about it.
We have a stand that makes us go through all 4 seasons in one day.
Oh my god. Can you imagine?
Wait, there's more than 2 seasons in the world?
Yeah.
Miguel, there's more than 2 seasons?
Yes. I believe.
I want to
All
get
right, folks.
hot, and then kind of hot.
You haven't lived until you've seen fall, summer, spring, and winter in one day. But that is a topic. But that is a topic for another time because our time is running low.
Yeah.
So thank you guys all once again for joining us in for this amazing podcast. We will catch you all next week to discuss episode 6, I believe. Yeah, this was episode 5. We'll discuss episode 6. Until then, we'll catch you all next time. Say goodbye to the beautiful people, everyone.
Later.
Bye.